Hi everyone, and thank you for having me. This is actually pretty exciting, and the first time we get to hang out with a whole bunch of people from around the world. Um, so yeah, in addition to having a master's and doing social work and advocacy, what I really want to bring today is actually my firsthand experience being in prison and as well as the work that we're doing and saying and trying to undo some of the biases that are around the criminal justice system and social justice in general. Um, so with that, I will first just tell you a little bit about our organization. So I work for an organization called Yoga Behind Bars. It started back in 2015, like a small little jail in what we're actually a big jail, but one small little program. And then now we're in 15 different facilities throughout Washington State, and we've actually helped people um, start programs throughout the United States. And so we teach meditation and yoga to people in prison, to people in jails. We teach in minimum, maximum, solitary confinement. We teach with youth. We've had an expecting parents program. We teach veterans at one of the jails, and we are still currently able to do some programs with specific populations that aren't vulnerable. And we've also done a 200-hour yoga teacher training. And so when I see the word transformative justice, to me, what that means is the people who are impacted by it are the ones leading the change. And what we're seeing today is a change of the guards, right? This like soft handoff and saying like, well, I'm going to be an ally or an accomplice to making a change. If I've never been in the system, how am I? I don't necessarily know what the best thing is to reach these people, to change these people that are incarcerated for whatever, as well as acknowledging that um, some of the things that got them there, their environment, their different thinking patterns, mental health issues, um, and then just the collective impact racism has had on mass incarceration in general. So we can start to build a different picture of what we have had in the 60s and all the way up until recently. And in the 60s, it was really like, we're going to get tough on crime. We're going to, we're really going to try to, Nixon like literally said he was targeting Black people and hippies. Um, and then that actually kind of steamrolled throughout history with Reagan. I'm sure you all have, well, depending on your age, you may have seen the like fried egg and this is your brain on drugs, and then Clinton with three strikes. And what we're seeing here is not only a change in rhetoric of saying like, we're going to be tough, we're going to be proud, we want to punish and instead of rehabilitate. And so what we did was, in the 90s with the three strikes law, what we also did is we cut out education behind bars and people being able to get Pell Grants and whatnot. And so you go to extreme punishments in the three strikes law, and then it climbs up into where we are today. What I would like to do is, well, first I want to throw out, I suppose, just some statistics, and I want you all to think when I'm saying them, not just from like a numbers perspective, but an impact on. And when you go into your conversations, just think about what the impact is. Um, and so the ones that you may, or one that you may have heard of is where 4%, or United States has 4% of the world's population, but 25% of the prison population. Wow, right? And then also there are more people disenfranchised now than there were during slavery, or Black people. I apologize. And then the last one, six of every $10 or 60 cents of every dollar that our city spends, that our municipality spend, are on criminal justice. So think of all the other things that we could possibly be doing with some of that money. And now I want to just kind of give you like a little bit of insight into maybe why Nelina reached out to us and said, you know, we want you all to join. Is I like to personally think that yoga and mindfulness is a pathway to being able to heal. So we teach 4,500 people every year behind bars. And we teach a trauma-informed model. 90% of the people in prison have experienced some level of trauma. And that goes like, prison itself is very traumatic. Being incarcerated is traumatic. But those numbers are really high, especially this is youth, women, and men. They're all up to 90%. And sometimes more, and it depends on, you know, different laws. What I want to start doing now is I want to give everyone a body scan. This is actually something that we do to be able to recognize bias within ourselves. And it's just a great tool, a great mindfulness tool for that. And so I don't know if you've ever heard of, I'm just gonna say a few words, first of all, and I want you to just think about them and maybe experience them, and if there's any physical sensations, maybe touch it if you can. So New Jim Crow, defund the police, no justice, no peace, Black Lives Matter. So these are all more progressive words, right? Or progressive concepts. And then, more conservative ones, All Lives Matter, Proud Boys, Lock Her Up, Clinton, right? Radical left. So all these different connotations start to fit our concepts and our ideas of the world around us. And so when we say defund the police, we're thinking, let's just get rid of everything, right? When we're thinking of Proud Boys, we're thinking, well, that's very American, right? I mean, that's like the connotation that they want to give you. And now I would invite you all to do a grounding exercise with me. And first, if you can, just stop looking at me. Maybe look to the side, look around you, see where you're at in space and time. Give yourself some space. And now, if you can, put your feet on the ground and kind of feel gravity. Feel it in wherever you're sitting at, whether it's your rear end, whether it's your feet. Feel how gravity pushes down on you. Now, bring it into your skin, your tactile self, your clothes touching your skin. And I invite you all to now start at your feet. Maybe wiggle your toes a little bit. Come up each leg. Do you feel any tension? If you do, maybe try to release it if you can, or just acknowledge it, just let it be. All the way up to your hips. You know, a lot of people carry pain, carry trauma in their hips. Lower back, stomach, and then come up to your chest. I know for me personally, I do carry a lot of anxiety around my chest, in my back, in my shoulders. And so if there's any there, I really invite you to just acknowledge it, try to let it be. Maybe imagine a knot being undone. Sometimes for me, that really that really helps, is just like imagining just the imagery of a knot being undone. Sometimes we can't necessarily reach those different points, for where they're at. And then up our neck. A lot of people carry some sort of power, some sort of, your facial reactions. It starts to move down and through your neck and all the way down into your body. But we want to go up, we want to go out, we want to bring this all out. And so into your jaws, I don't know if you've ever been angry and your jaws tighten up. And so just try to let it be, relax. And your facial features, sometimes if you want, you can just touch, you can touch your face and move out. Just kind of just let your muscles. I like to just let my hands do all the work and kind of just massage them a little bit, and then all the way up. Our temples. People get headaches when they're stressed out, and we definitely want to. We definitely want to be able to undo that. We want this to be a nice, good space for being able to grow. And then last but not least, the top of your head. Before we get started, I just want to recognize that whenever you're in conversation and you start to feel something, or even if you're walking down the street and you start to feel this like sense of anxiety, question your body. Why am I feeling this way? Unconscious bias has a way of showing up in our bodies. And we believe, the only way to be able to undo is to first identify it and then use your body to undo some of that stuff. And so I appreciate you having me. I look forward to joining in some conversation, and sorry if I went over time, but I appreciate your time.